Hey everybody, it's your boy Ahmed Crypto. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I have a special guest, someone that has become a friend, someone that has encouraged me, lifted me up along my journey and my story. The man, the myth, the legend, the genius, the wonder, the eighth wonder of the world. His name is Yourpop Ahmed. What's going on, my brother?
Oh man, I need some of that energy today. Hanak, thank you for the insane introduction. It's good to be here. I'm excited to have a discussion this morning about this insanely volatile crypto market.
It is unbelievable. And so, listen, y'all, I've got a smile on my face and I'm really encouraged and excited because it is my friend Ahmed. But I also certainly don't want to minimize or make light of the dark times that we're in. Russia invading Ukraine. The stock market is crashing. It's the lowest it's been, they said, since March of 2020. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. Tigray, Ethiopia, Eritrea, genocide, destruction, poverty, all the pain of those around the world, and even those that are watching right now. Maybe you're wrestling with mental health or staying stable. I don't want to make light of that, and so we just want to say our thoughts, our prayers, and our heart is with the planet and all the suffering that's happening right now. And Ahmed, I just want to thank you so much for being here to help just answer questions, navigate these crazy tough waters.
Absolutely, man. It's my pleasure. And I'm really excited to be here to discuss all things crypto. I don't know if I want to get the elephant out of the room at the very beginning, but maybe we could start off with kind of what you said, or I saw your tweet from earlier today. And I know some of you guys who've been following around with Hanak. You saw he's doing the $1 million to $100 million challenge. And, first thing I woke up to this morning is Twitter, of course, like I do every morning. I'm scrolling through the feed and I see that you are down $600,000 on the day. And my
Yes.
God, that's a big hit.
Yes.
So how are you
Yes.
coping with all this? How are you doing now? How's your mental health? How's everything, man?
Hey, I'm great. And this is what I say every single day about the $100 million challenge. I might go to zero. I might go to $500 million. Who knows? And guess what? Today's one of those days. Today's one of those days where you lose $600,000 in value. But you know what? They can go high. People can go low. I just want to stay steady. I just want to stay even keeled. And man, I'm thankful to God for the breath in my body. My wife, my kids. I have a roof over my head. I've got a home. I've got an incredible company, business partner, leadership team, and I'm blessed. I'm very, very fortunate. But yeah, losing near $600,000 in value overnight. Welcome to crypto.
Man, I love it. I don't think anybody else out there would have the same reaction as you did. Like, I'm great. I'm doing fine. But that's absolutely amazing. That's why I think you truly are the person that is meant for this kind of challenge, because it's big numbers you're talking. And for you, you could care less. All you're doing it for is for the entertainment purposes. And in
That's
addition,
right.
if you become, a billionaire out of it, great. If you don't, great. I love it, man.
No, I'm excited. And I'll tell you, I'm very blessed and very fortunate just to kind of do a wallet check right now. I was at 1 million. Let's see if the camera can focus. I was at 1,050,000 this morning. And, we're already starting to see just a little bit of an uptick in a recovery. So
The market is so volatile.
yeah, and this is crypto, and I'm here to document the entire journey. Like this right here, I'm at 1,210,000 already this morning, y'all. So this is documenting the journey. This is what it is.
Absolutely. And that's what I love too, is the fact that, whether the market is red or if it's green, you're still giving updates on an everyday basis, which is, I think, important for investors to see. Okay, I'm down maybe $4,000 today on my portfolio. Man, Henok is down 600,000. So, hey, I don't know. I think it's definitely going to help people who are trying to cope with all of this.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And Adam, thank you for being here. Adam would love to interview you maybe later today too. But man, Ahmed, I want to ask you, brother, you've been doing this for some time now. You're a legend. You were one of the first people I ever started, subscribing to and watching on YouTube when I got into my crypto journey. So I appreciate you and what you mean to me. How do you navigate? How do you think through? How do you process days like today? Did you go to sleep? Were you up late at night? How did you find out about the news? What's been going on in your head? What happened in your day? Tell me about your day.
Yeah, so it all started last night, of course, and I was sitting down watching. We watch This Is Us, my wife and I, on Hulu every Wednesday. It's a thing that we like to do, and I just get a notification on my phone. Usually, I silence my phone, but I didn't last night for some reason. And I hear, breaking news from CNN. I get a notification saying invasion has began, in Ukraine, and I was like, uh-oh. The first thing that came to my mind is, unfortunately, because I'm in the crypto space, how's the market performing? And I just see the falling knife, if you will. Everything is red. So again, my next reaction was immediately go to the private Discord, send a message out, guys, things are going to get potentially worse before they get better. And that's all I did. And then I just walked away, closed my phone, stayed. I did send out a tweet, closed my phone, finished watching, the episode that we already had started. And then to follow up, I came on and made a video. And I did the same thing. I pulled up all the headlines, all the articles. I literally just put a Google search, Russia, Ukraine. And then I was like, guys, it's a time of suffering. There's a lot more important things out there than cryptocurrency at the very moment. I know for those of you who are invested heavily in the space, it's going to hurt. It's not going to be easy. But regardless, things will get a little bit worse before they get a lot better. And I actually quoted something that I think this is from like a decade ago. It was some guy I was on a city bus with, and it's something that has resonated and kind of stuck with me. And that is, I think it went something along the lines of, I saw a baby cry, and moments later, I saw that same baby laugh. And that by itself shows that pain never lasts. And, yeah. And I was like, that's, as long as you have that kind of, motto that you live by in life, for crypto, for anything that you're dealing with, personal affairs, whatever it might be, you're going to be okay. And things are going to be okay. So I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm not looking at the charts too heavily right now, but doing stuff like this, hanging out with people, and I'm excited to just do things outside of just staring at the charts, TA, and that kind of thing for sure.
I love it, man. And I think mental health, protecting your mental health, protecting your spiritual, the internal right now is critical. Many of us lived through 9/11, Desert Storm, the 2008 crash and crises, obviously COVID, 2020, and sitting in front of that screen hour after hour, week after week, month after month might not be the best thing for your health. So, Yourpop, what would you say to someone that, maybe is wrestling or struggling, with the dark times that maybe in their personal life where the global events are kind of weighing on them? What would you say to them?
Take a vacation. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it's not that easy, but really just if you consume the media, if you're consuming what's going on, if you're, on Twitter spaces and consuming some of the toxicity we're hearing right now, especially during this red trend. Oh, get out, do this, do that. Understand that things are going to get better. It's inevitable. Like, this is not just going to be the infinite. And this is the other thing that I also mentioned is, sorry, I keep bringing it back to crypto, although we're kind of talking more about
No, you're fine.
But, again, we're crypto / enthusiasts, if you will, in that space. But regardless, I think, again, I was looking at some statistics about what does war typically pan out to look like when it comes to general markets, right? And so typically on the day of an invasion, on the first day, there's a lot of media attention. There's a lot of excitement, negative excitement, I should say, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? And people don't really know where we're going to head, what's going to happen. But within 24 hours, typically the ramifications or the product of war tend to kind of, it's like seeing a chart. Everything spikes in fear, and then we start to see the downtrend, right? It's like launch day for a new crypto asset in the market. Right. Everyone is just overly excited, and then things just calm down. And you can think about it in reverse for the markets. So things drop significantly, followed by the return of an uptrend, and it's inevitable as long as you have conviction. You have conviction in this space. You believe in the assets that you purchased. You stand by the thesis that you made on the day you made that purchase. You're not going to sell during a fearful market. Instead, you're going to accumulate more, which is the harder thing to do because of the market psychology. But that's what you're going to ultimately do. And so, Hanak, he could have started panicking. He's like, I don't want to fall below 1 million. Let me just at least break even, hold some stable tokens, and get back in when things settle. But no, he held on, and you guys could see he's already up $200,000 within the last few hours. So, yeah, man.
Did you buy anything? Did you buy anything on the dip? Are you considering buying anything?
I accumulated more Ethereum. That's all I did, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. But now I want to buy more for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I bought 45 ETH of Engine this morning. Bought some more Engine, and it's already starting to pump, which is crazy. But
that's awesome, man.
It was just at the rock bottom. I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta buy it. I gotta buy that dip.
Absolutely. Big congrats, man.
Thank you, brother. Congrats to you too, my friend. What are your thoughts on your portfolio? How should someone? It's easy right now, I think, to just look at the screen. You mentioned earlier that you're not going to check out your portfolio. You're not going to look at it. Can you explain why you're not going to spend too? I mean, everyone's looking at it. Everyone's going one way, and yet you're doing something a little different. Why?
So for me, if I had, the thing is, I just don't have excess buying power. If I did, I would be all over my portfolio right now. But for me right now, I know I didn't have, the buying power that I could use to buy the dip. So for me, it's staying away from it is going to it's just psychology. Staying away from it is going to help me not sell. If I look at it, that fear starts to kick in. And once it starts kicking in, you start having second thoughts. Man, is this project really worth it? Is this actually, is the development team going to execute? Well, then you start putting a lot of this fear cloud around you, and you're by yourself. It's just you and your phone, you and your desktop. And then slowly but surely, you start selling off your positions. I've done it before, and I don't want to do it again. So for me, if today's a day, again, as Hanak said, never financial advice, but if you have buying power, the best time to buy is when things are on sale, period.
I love it. I love it. What have been, I mean, how did you even get into crypto? What brought you into the game, my friend?
Oh man, that's a good question right there. Back in 2017, the first bull run, and I think this is kind of common across a lot of people. I made so many mistakes, but that's the first time I got into crypto. I was a college student. Thankfully, again, this is where risk tolerance plays, right? I had total money in my bank account was about $400 or $500 to my name. That was all of my wealth as I don't know how old I was, in my 20s, early 20s for sure. Anywho, I get in, I buy Bitcoin, I buy some Ethereum. It took forever to get verified on Coinbase. It was such a headache, but I did. And I bought Bitcoin at, what was it? I want to say $11,000. And it kept going up from there. Yeah, I know, 11,000. And it went up and up and up to 19. Kept holding. I was like, man, this thing is going to fly. And then I sold Bitcoin at $3,500 because I had fear, right? That it was going to zero. It's all a hoax. It's all a hoax. Yeah. And I made the common mistakes that people are making during this previous bull run is that they would buy high, sell low, buy high, sell low. And then I just disappeared. I didn't look at crypto, didn't think about crypto till 2021. I was really into stocks at the beginning, Q1 2021, and I slowly shifted into cryptocurrencies because I started noticing, I was like, wait, you're telling me that my return on investment in stocks, I was getting excited about 2 to 3% gains a month.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me shift to something else. In crypto, I was seeing 20, 30% gains per day.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to shift over to this. So I literally pretty much liquidated all my stock assets, except for some of my long plays that I'm going to hold forever. But otherwise, yeah, man, the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And so, you got in back then. What are your thoughts on, what are your thoughts about the industry and the space? We saw what happened in 2020, saw what happened in 2021. I kind of want to do a timeline. So I want to get to what your thoughts were between 2020 and yesterday. So let's talk about that. What are your thoughts about just the market in between that time period, 2020 through yesterday?
So I think the big thing that people need to realize, the difference between previous bull runs and this bull run is institutional money or institutional investors are coming into the space. People are starting to recognize that cryptocurrency is not just some fad or some kind of, Ponzi scheme, as some people call it. Even people on Wall Street still are in denial of the fact that this could be it. Digital currency, globalization of currency with Bitcoin. This could be literally it. So for me, again, the volatility that we've seen is absolutely insane, right? But it's expected because this is so new. So as a new asset class in general, when it comes to this kind of market, because remember, guys, previously I was a pharmacist. I literally, all I studied and understood was chemistry, chemical structures, and medications. That's it. That was the language I spoke. But coming into crypto, during college and then after graduation, just trying to look at the space as a whole, meeting with people in computer science, understanding what the blockchain really does and what it means, how a transaction is completed, what is this verification, what are these miners? Nothing within crypto fundamentally has changed at all. All it is people starting to understand it and embracing the idea of, wow, this thing actually makes a lot of sense. Digitalizing currency, having the blockchain to verify certain things, applications that are coming off the NFT space as a whole, right? This idea was a joke just a year ago. It was literally something people were laughing at. And now you're seeing a lot of celebrity backing. You're seeing even just big investors starting to get into the space too. So it's fundamentally, again, nothing has changed with crypto. I think now just mass adoption is coming in at 4% of the total global population invested in crypto. We're still, like, again, tip of the iceberg. There's still so much more potential and so much bigger things coming.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I completely concur with you. And I wanted to ask, the world changed last night. We saw the buildup. We saw the troops surrounding Ukraine. Many people saw this coming, knew it was coming, but it happened. They actually went through with it. How do you think this could affect what's going on in the world? How should we look at everything? How should we look at the world events affecting the markets and things like that as of today?
Again, a really good question. With war, of course, comes, I think what people are going to start to realize is investing into anything, in any market, it's good. Like that's a good way to, it's a place to put your wealth, basically, right? To hopefully have it grow. But understanding that money isn't everything, I think that's the big wake up call that we get from these kind of world events. And that, God forbid something bigger happens where the entire world becomes a part of this, war, and it becomes something global. Then, of course, things are going to shift completely. But I don't anticipate that. And I think what's going to happen, because of this invasion and because of war, inflation rates are going to continue to increase. The Feds are going to not worry about increasing rates because, again, inflation is going to increase. Not really going to enter into recession, in my opinion. But again, there's going to be that many more reasons to invest into things like crypto, invest into things like the stock market to hopefully hedge against inflation as it continues to ensue.
Man, that's a fascinating take. What are your thoughts about this space technology? How should a average everyday? I was a mortgage loan officer 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. I started the challenge on the 25th, so not even a month ago. I was working in the proverbial cubicle. Little did I know Russia was going to invade Ukraine. The markets were going to crash. Things are doing what they're doing right now. I mean, even as we're talking, the wallet's going back up, which is crazy. I was at 1,050,000 this morning, and we're back up to like 1.25. So I'm getting $200,000 in value since this morning. 50,000 in value since we started talking, and that's crypto for you. So if I was an investor, just a normal everyday mortgage loan officer, maybe not into this space like I was 5 weeks ago, into the nitty gritty, I would be like, what in the world's going on? So what should the psychology, the emotions, how should I be carrying myself and thinking through this if I'm just an average everyday person in these crazy times?
Always remember market cycles. The biggest, again, just as my personal opinion, and I think it's kind of the opinion of many more well-versed investors, if you will. The biggest wealth transfers that we see are during market corrections. The markets dip, but you guys are going to see how quick it comes down is how fast it's going to also come back up. Like literally, it's kind of scary how specifically crypto works. But again, institutions, people have been waiting with buying power. They were anticipating this news to come. It wasn't, yes, it started getting priced in as we started to, downtrend, but people were literally waiting with bags of money on the sidelines as old investors or, the younger investors, I should say. So the more, unexperienced investors start selling, panic selling. Guess what's going to happen? Institutional investors are going to come in, whales are going to come in, and they're going to buy the dip and get a much better entry point. And then what's going to happen after that, Hanak? The same people that sold are going to buy in at a higher price point than where they sold. Because they're going to be like, oh, looks like crypto's going back up. Because that's what's going to happen is people think, oh, I can outsmart the system. The invasion just happened. Negative news around the space. All right, well, time for me to sell. Thinking that they were playing it smart. And mind you, they sold when it started dipping already. And they're going to try to re-enter at a bottom. You know how hard it is to time a bottom? And that's why ultimately, time in the market beats timing the market. Always, always, always.
Ooh. Talk to me about, I love that quote. Talk to me about that. What's the difference between the two, my friend?
Yes. So timing the market is, again, trying to find an entry point. Thinking, okay, well, if I get in right as it's down 4 or 5% on this day, like it's going to be a lot better. That's, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do, trying to time the market. But time in the market, how long you invested. If you put money into Bitcoin at 2017, like me at 11,000, sold at 3,500 because you were fearful. Well, guess what? Ultimately came back up and it hit up to $70,000. So the thing is, time in the market, the longer you are invested into a space, especially something so young like crypto, the potential is insane.
I love it. And so your perspective, your thought is, hey, this could be an opportunity. Not financial advice, not telling anyone what to do, but the way you see your portfolio and the opportunity for you and your family and wealth building, you actually see green, you see positivity, you see the space moving forward, not dying. Is that what you're saying?
110%. The thesis has changed. The entire narrative for crypto has changed significantly. You're talking about the United States of America creating a CBDC, a centralized back digital currency. You guys got to understand, countries are now allowing crypto as a legal form of legal tender in their countries. El Salvador being the one that we can all think of first and foremost. Things have changed significantly. And I think, again, for those of us that are looking at the day-to-day chart week to week, I understand we're doing it because we're active traders. But a year from now, Hanak and I will be back on Twitter Space, hopefully, and to discuss, and we'll see where his portfolio is then. I'm guessing 30, 40, 50, who knows, $60 million. And everything's going to, as long as, again, you have conviction in the space, that's going to help you continuously buy the dip. And I understand. I've seen the memes. I bought the dip and I bought it again and I bought it again. How? DCA, dollar cost averaging. And again, for those of you who might not know what DCA actually means, it's finding yourself entry points and looking either at technical analysis or being like, okay, anytime it drops 5% more, I'm going to put more money in. So say you have $300 of buying power, cash, and that's what you're willing to put in the market. Instead of throwing all 300 at, like last night, for example, putting it all in at once, because you're not really certain of what's going to happen with the market, it's putting in $100 at a time, 3 different days on 3 separate dips, if you will. That's kind of the idea and thinking behind that.
I love it. Why is it important to engage in the market? Because a lot of people right now would say, man, I don't know what's going to happen and whatever. Like, it's risky. What would you say to someone who's thinking, I'm paralyzed right now, I don't know what to do?
You're not the only one paralyzed right now. But again, things will get a little bit worse potentially before they get significantly better. Again, look, previously speaking, historically speaking, have wars ever lasted forever? No. Have, calamities or negative sentiments lasted forever?
Never.
No, never. So ultimately, things are going to get better. It might take some time. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. We're waiting for Biden to come out to give his thing. And of course, with crypto too, we're awaiting an executive order. There's a lot of things that are there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle. But I say again, the smart investors right now are accumulating cash in preparation for what could come. If there's more negative sentiments, hey, that's when I'm buying in. Even for me, like right now, I'm preparing for potentially another dip, maybe not. And I could be wrong, right? I could be like, that's it. What happened last night is over. And now we're going to start taking off. Biden comes out. We're only going to regulate stable tokens. And we just want to talk about the central backed digital currency. And then the market booms, just flies. As quick as it came down, it's going to come right back up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Roxanne says the market is actually climbing right now, which is actually what I'm seeing with my portfolio as well as we're on this live stream. So I'm actually not surprised to hear that.
Yeah, Bitcoin's at 36.1.
Oh, that was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, we're at 34.
Hey, and I mean, here's the thing, y'all. And I think it got below 31. I think it got to like 20. I thought I hit the 20s. I could be wrong. I thought I hit the 20s. That's okay. But here's the bottom line, y'all. These are uncertain times. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Take responsibility for your portfolio. But be wise. Be strategic. There are going to be people that look back and say, "Man, I wish I had bought the." Because I'll never forget, man. I mean, I'm looking back now, right now, and I'm saying to myself, I said up until yesterday, man, I wish I had bought some crypto back in March of 2020. That was the last time we saw a major crash like the likes of which we're seeing today. And we saw what happened on the other side of that. And so it's crazy to kind of get that opportunity all over again. So any final words, any parting words that you would give to the people watching right now? Maybe someone who's new, maybe someone who's watching all this.
Not financial advice, but buy the dip.
I love it. Hey, my man Ahmed, where can we subscribe to your YouTube channel? What's the name of the channel?
So my YouTube channel, just like it says down at the bottom, it's Yourpop, Yourpop.
Awesome. So everybody do me a favor. If you love me, if you follow me, you better be following Ahmed. Go follow and subscribe to Yourpop. Also on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
So it's Twitter handle, Yourpop, and then the number 8.
Love it. At Yourpop, the number 8. And thank you so much, Ahmed, for being here. Thank you for navigating these choppy waters with us. It is such an honor to have you on. It's kind of, I wish today wasn't the day that I bring you on for the first time. I've been excited about doing it, but we had to do it.
Hey, the market recovered during our conversation. That's not a bad thing.
Which is insane. It's
Love it. I love it.
Welcome to crypto. I love it. I love
Welcome
it,
to
y'all.
crypto.
Well, hey,
All
Ahmed,
right.
thank you so much for your time. Thank you all so much for being here, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you, Ahmed.
Yep. Thank you, guys.